This is a poem by Timothy Steele titled In the Memphis Airport. Above the concourse, from a beam, a little warbler pours forth song. Beneath him, hurried humans stream, some draw wheeled suitcases along, or from a beeping belt or purse supply a cell phone to an ear. Some pause at banks of monitors where times and gates for flights appear. Although by nature flight endowed, he seems too gentle to reproach these souls who soon will climb through cloud in first class, business class, and coach. He may feel that it's his mistake he's here, but someone ought to bring a net to catch and help him make his own connections north to spring. A net to catch and help him make his own connections north to spring. He cheeps and trills on, swift and sweet, though no one outside hears his strains. Their telescopic tunnels greet the cheeks of their arriving planes. A ground crew welcomes and assists luggage that skycaps, treating bags like careful ornithologists, banded with destination tags.
This is a poem by Mary Oliver, and it's called Little Owl Who Lives in the Orchard. His beak could open a bottle, and his eyes, when he lifts their soft lids, go on reading something just beyond your shoulder. Blake, maybe, or the Book of Revelation. Never mind that he eats only the black-smocked crickets and dragonflies if they happen to be out late over the ponds, and of course, the occasional festal mouse. Never mind that he is only a memo from the offices of fear. It's not size, but surge that tells us when we're in touch with something real. And when I hear him in the orchard, fluttering down the little aluminum ladder of his scream, when I see his wings open like two black ferns, a flurry of palpitations, as cold as sleet, rackets across the marshlands of my heart like a wild spring day. Somewhere in the universe, in the gallery of important things, the babyish owl, ruffled and rakish, sits on its pedestal. Dear dark dapple of plush. A message, reads the label, from that mysterious conglomerate, Oblivion and Company. The hooked head stares from its blouse of dark, feathery lace. It could be a valentine. And that's Mary Oliver for today.
I will read The Pelicans of San Felipe by John Daniel. The pelicans of San Felipe do most of their fishing asleep on the sand, great bills lowered to their breasts. Overhead the gulls cry now and now, but the pelicans drowse in plenty of time. The sand is warm, the breeze enfolds them. The steady waves rumble and slosh. Two or three together through the afternoon, they raise their monkish white heads and lift from the beach, mute as in sleep, winging their way above the green swells to join the others now circling low and circling low. And in its moment, with a quick tilt of wings, falls hard, gracelessly smacks the sea, then bobbing up quickly, riding the swells, wild gulls veering and screaming around them, the pelicans lift their bells and swallow.
This is The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown, but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a cage bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown, but longed for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill, where the cage bird sings of freedom.
We went for a walk last night and there was an eagle soaring. It made me think of this poem. This is by Gerard Manley Hopkins, The Wind Hover. I caught this morning morning's minion, kingdom of daylight's dauphin, dappled dawn drawn falcon, in his riding of the rolling level underneath him steady air, and striding high there, how he rung upon the rein of a wimpling wind in his ecstasy. Then off forth on a swing as the skate's heel sweeps smooth on a bow band. The hurl and gliding rebuff the big wind. My heart in hiding stirred for a bird, the achieve of, the mastery of the thing. Brute beauty and valor and act, oh, air, pride, plume, here buckle. And the fire that breaks from thee then, a billion times told lovelier, more dangerous, oh my chevalier. No wonder of it, sheer plod makes plow down Cillian shine, and blue bleak embers, ah my dear, fall gall themselves and gash gold vermilion. That's by Gerard Manley Hopkins, The Wind Hover.
The Panther by Rainer Maria Rilke. His vision from the constantly passing bars has grown so weary that it cannot hold anything else. It seems to him there are 1,000 bars, and behind the bars, no world. As he paces in cramped circles over and over, the movement of his powerful, soft strides is like a ritual dance around a center in which a mighty will stands paralyzed. Only at times, a curtain of the pupils lifts quietly. An image enters, rushes down through the tense, arrested muscles, plunges into the heart, and is gone.
I'm going to read The Cows at Night by Hayden Carruth. The moon was like a full cup tonight, too heavy, and sank in the mist soon after dark, leaving for light faint stars and the silver leaves of milkweed beside the road, gleaming before my car. Yet I like driving at night in summer and in Vermont. The brown road through the mist of mountain dark, among farms so quiet, and the roadside willows opening out, where I saw the cows. Always a shock to remember them there, those great breathings close in the dark. I stopped and took my flashlight to the pasture fence. They turned to me where they lay, sad and beautiful faces in the dark, and I counted them, 40 near and far in the pasture, turning to me, sad and beautiful, like girls very long ago who were innocent, and sad because they were innocent, and beautiful because they were sad. I switched off my light. But I did not want to go, not yet, nor knew what to do if I should stay. For how in that great darkness could I explain anything at all? I stood by the fence, and then very gently it began to rain.
I am going to read another poem by Hayden Carruth, who was a poet of Vermont and the countryside. A brown rat has taken up residence with me, a little brown rat with pinkish ears and lovely almond-shaped eyes. He and his wife live in the woodpile by my back door, and they are so equal I cannot tell which is which when they poke their noses out of the crevices among the sticks of firewood, and then venture farther in search of sunflower seeds spilled from the feeder. I can't tell you, my friend, how glad I am to see them. I haven't seen a fox for years, or a mink, or a fisher cat, or an eagle or a porcupine. I haven't seen any of my old company of the woods and the fields, we who used to live in such close affection and admiration. Well, I remember when the coons would tap on my window, when the ravens would speak to me from the edge of their little precipice. Where are they now? Everyone knows. Gone, scattered in this terrible dispersal. But at least the brown rat that most people so revile and fear and castigate has brought his wife to live with me again. Welcome, little citizen, little survivor. Lend me your presence, and I will lend you mine.
I'm going to read the poem The Spider and the Fly by Mary Howitt. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you may spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show when you are there. Oh, no, no, said the little fly, to ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can never come down again. I'm sure you must be weary, dear, with soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed? Said the spider to the fly. There are pretty curtains drawn around the sheets and are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in. Oh, no, no, said the little fly, for I have often heard it said, they never, never wake again who sleep upon your bed. Said the cunning spider to the fly, dear friend, what can I do to prove the warm affection I have always felt for you? I have within my pantry good store of all that is nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Oh, no, no, said the little fly. Kind sir, that cannot be. I have heard what's in your pantry, and I do not wish to see. Sweet creature, said the spider, you are witty and you are wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant are your eyes. I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you would step in one moment, here you shall behold yourself. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you are pleased to say, and bidding you good morning now, I will call another day. Alas, alas, how very soon this little silly fly, hearing his wily, flattering words, came slowly flitting by. With buzzing wings she hung aloft, then near and nearer grew, thinking only of her brilliant eyes and green and purple hue, thinking only of her crested head. Poor foolish thing, at last up jumped the cunning spider and fiercely held her fast. He dragged her up his winding stair into the dismal den within his little parlor, but she never came out again. This is the end of the program. Thank you for coming.